I went to a school called Griffith University. It's 45 minutes below Brisbane and maybe like a 2-hour flight north of Sydney. I decided to study abroad because I would just love to see the whole world, and I thought seeing part of it while I was in college and studying would be a good opportunity. I decided to go to Australia because it just seems very appealing because it's on the opposite side of the world. I really wanted to choose a place on the coast because going to Baker University, we're pretty landlocked here in Kansas, so it was really neat having our school so close to the ocean. The process of going to Australia is very simple. Got hooked up with advisors that were with the program, and they would answer any of our questions and just made it really easy. The whole study abroad experience had a huge impact on my life. I mean, people always say like if you leave the country then you can figure out who you are, and that sounds really cliche-ish, but it's really true. Like, you do figure out who you are. You see like different sides of you, good or bad, that you maybe hadn't noticed before, and that's really neat. And then you also get a better outlook on the whole world. Being in another country, it helps you with your independence a lot. I really noticed, especially like managing my money. I ended up getting a job overseas. We ate a lot of 69-cent cans of tuna. Before I left, I had a lot of problems figuring out what I wanted my major to be, but once I studied abroad, I realized that I really loved traveling, and I would love to continue doing it with my career. And I also think it's important to like give back to the world, so I really want to help people, so I've decided to be a travel nurse. You're learning things inside of school, but when you're outside of school, you're learning things all the time from a different culture with everybody that you interact with. I had an opportunity to go to New Zealand, and before I had gone out of the country, I didn't really realize what big of an impact our country had on the rest of the world. But when we were in this little New Zealand pub, they had just announced that Obama won the presidency. They turned down like all the music and turned the TV up, and everybody was just like glued to it, listening to American politics. Everybody would ask us, as soon as they heard our accents and found out we were Americans, they would ask us who we were going to vote for and what we thought about everything, and I just didn't even know like that they followed it. So that was really eye-opening. I did watch the Olympics over there. I could tell I was really like even more patriotic when I wasn't in my country, and I supported them more. I don't think people realize how big of a continent it is. It's like a little bit smaller than the United States, so it's obviously very hard to see all of it in the short time we were there, but we did make it all up and down the East Coast, and then we also had the opportunity to go to New Zealand and Fiji. If you're just looking at the tuitions, it's pretty equal, and in my case it was actually cheaper to study abroad. When we weren't in classes, we were always trying to figure out places we could go and different places we could travel, and since it did get kind of pricey, all my friends and I got jobs and we made money so we could experience the most we could on the other side of the world, because we weren't sure if we would ever get to go back there.